Hi, welcome back to our continuing series on Artlenz techniques. If you remember in the first segments, we talked about active image paper. This provides a 3D look, and I'll hasten to add again that because the camera only has one eye, you're not going to be able to fully appreciate the 3D, but you can see the optical illusion of the colored lines moving from side to side. The difference between the active image paper and the stamp is the line count. And with this line count, you're going to have a 3D look. With the line count on the stamps, you're going to have either an image or color changing background. We're going to start with the Artlenz AZ stamp grid. This little grid stamp has 9 squares, and it provides a color changing background for just about most any kind of stamping you might like to do. I have pre-stamped one side of the stamp is a plain squares. The other side, where you might be able to see these squares defined, this is the decal side. When I put the lens down, you'll be able to see immediately the alignment. As I move the lens from right to left, you'll see there are various alignments. There's no right or wrong. Whatever you like is a personal preference. When you have perfect alignment, you're going to have like a light square, dark square, light square, dark square. And I've got some glare here where it's hard for me to tell, but I think right about there is a perfect alignment where you have a light square, light square. Light square, dark square, excuse me. When you're stamping, the lines of the stamp are in alignment with the grooves on the stamp, so that when I stamp this way, they're going to be vertical, and I will put the lens on so that the lines of the lens is going vertical. Now, if I decided to stamp sideways, I would put the lens on with the lines going in the horizontal. The difference between the horizontal and the vertical is this is stamped horizontally, and whenever you want to see the color movement, you're going to rock it back and forth to see that color change. If you have stamped it vertically, you're going to move it from side to side to see the color change. So let me show you how easy it is to stamp with these AZ stamps. I always use a brayer because this provides even inking, and I like to use Kaleidocolor or rainbow pads. You're going to always use glossy cardstock to stamp. And as I keep my color sections open, this allows me to not contaminate my pad, but I can move my brayer from side to side as I ink the stamp. This is the card that we're going to be doing. What I have done is I have pre-stamped this and colored it with colored markers. Now I'm just going to take my AZ stamp and put it right in the center, and then press down firmly to make sure that I've got it. And I'm using the decal side on this particular one. And now I'm going to put the lens on. When I'm using this size stamp, I always like to use lens that has been cut in squares so that it's exactly the size that I'm going to be using. Excuse me, I've got that on the smooth side. Exactly the size that I need for the to cover the stamp. I suggest buying the large lens size whenever you're using the smaller stamps, because this enables you to get the most efficient use out of your lens. And the way that I do this is to, on the smooth side, mark my square and put it in a paper trimmer. And just come down with the paper trimmer. This scores the lens so that you're able to cut it with scissors and just cut right through it and get a really straight cut. Then put it in, and where I've got the other line mark, Just come right down again. And now I have a square that's exactly the size that I need to use for my stamping. In the first two segments, when we were talking about putting the lens on, we demonstrated using the tape method, where we would put the tape on the top of the lens, fold it back, and then put it down. I'm going to show you a new method of applying the lens, and this is using just the liner only, not with the tape. If you remove this tape, what you will have is your folded liner like this. We'll have a short end that will have a crease, and I'm just going to crease that so that it's a lot more firmly creased and it won't flip back. And then I'm going to apply that to the square of lens. What I've done is same thing. I pulled that liner back and exposed the adhesive at the top. Now I'm going to take this short flap and just put it right face down on that exposed adhesive so that I have that folded edge butted up to this folded edge that I have pulled back. And now the advantage of using this method is when I put the lens down, I'm able to put my hands all over it and not worry about accidentally adhering the lens, which you do run that risk using the tape method. And on this one, I'm going to try to get perfect alignment with the lights. It's a little bit difficult with this glare on here, but I think I've got it. And I'm going to make sure my lens is lined up all the way around, and I haven't gone over too far one side or another. And really, like I said, this is very forgiving. If you like the color coming in at one corner or another, which I do, and that's slightly off alignment, that's perfectly fine. This is a personal preference kind of thing. When I have the alignment that I like, what I do is take this long tab, pull it straight out. Now I'm able to tap down at the top, and this is stuck, so that now I'm able to pull my liner down, and now I have my lens down. And of course, you remember we always said when you put it, after you have adhered the lens, you want to turn it over and smooth it up on colored cardstock or on white cardstock. This is a very quick and easy technique, and I hope you'll join us next time when I'm demoing the AZ frame stamp.